Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me, and welcome to my pick a card. This is an all signs pick a card. And so basically the way this works is you choose a number 1 through 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what we're going to tell you today is a sign that is how they feel about you. This could be a love situation, a soulmate situation, or a twin flame situation. And if you're asking about a specific sign, like if you're thinking about a Cancer and you want to find out, what I'll do for you guys is in the description box down below, I'll actually leave the key for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the sign that corresponds to it if you want to just jump to that. But it's not going to be a spoiler in the comments. It's going to be in the description box today, so that if you want to find out Cancer, then I'll tell you where Cancer is, so you can just watch the Cancer part, okay? Make sure to comment the video and like. If we get up to 500 likes in the first day, then I will do another reading in the evening, so that's exciting. And then if you guys want to comment and like after the video has been posted a few days, those comments and likes really help as well. So please help support the channel, help it grow. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me. And if we're going to find out what sign thinks what about you, and it's going to be corresponding with the zodiac sign. So we're going to start with number 1. So hi number 1s. If you chose number 1, first things first, please comment, like, subscribe, okay? So we're going to choose some cards here, and your first message is, so you have the 5 of Stars. I'm going to pick 3 and then tell you what it means. The 8 of Angels, okay? And then we're going to have the Page of Angels. So I feel as though there has been trying to find a solution on how to say something. I think that this person has very mixed feelings towards you. I feel like this person has very kind of mixed up kind of intentions. They don't know exactly which intentions to align with or which intentions are most important, okay? And I think that they're trying to find a solution, and I think that they will. I think that they will find how to say what they're thinking about. It's just putting kind of words to thoughts at this point. The next message is we have the Tower. Something's really drastically changed, either for you or for them or within the relationship. There's been a very drastic shift and transformation, and there may have been like a quick series of events in which you had to move or change or redirect yourself. Next we have the 2 of Hearts. Whenever you get the Tower with the 2 of Hearts, this can be love at first sight. And then the Knight of Stars, the Adventurer. This is a Knight of Wands, somebody coming and going really quickly out of someone's life. So I feel as though there could have been like a very intense event that happened that caused a deeper connection between people. And this could involve this Sag, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising person. But I feel as though there is trying to address an issue that feels super overwhelming, and then trying to bond with someone and articulate what's going on. If this person has been absent in your life, I feel as though they're going to show up once they know what to say. And the sign corresponding to this is Gemini. So I feel like this person could be actually turning to someone else who's a Sag, Leo, or Aries for support, or this could be all concerning a Gemini, like the Tower and all of that could be concerning a Gemini. Let's take a look at your 4 cards. We have the Child. We have this is a Lenormand deck. We have the Cross. You have the Ring and the Child again. So I feel like I'm not sure if this is an issue of maturity where people feel as though they're still too young to move forward on a situation, but it's almost like being too youthful and considering commitment, and maybe both people are still very young, and so maybe the responsibility of the commitment seems overwhelming, and so there's this struggle of consciousness between within and between the relationship about like committing to things like family and children. Seem they want to do it, but it seems as though it's something that is outside of their scope of ability, and it's an ability issue. Okay, so the Gemini could be an influence, or it could be the specific person that you are thinking of. But there's a Gemini who's involved, and also a Knight of Stars, a Gemini, Aquarius, a Sag, Leo, or Aries. This Page of Angels could be a Gemini, a Sun, Moon, or Rising. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the Gemini who's picked this. But it definitely looks like there has been some kind of turmoil. And I think that there's this kind of overwhelming feeling here. The overwhelming feeling basically is that it's just too much. It's just too much responsibility for somebody at this time. So here is the next message. We have, oh shit, we saw, okay, Sag, sorry. Number 2 is Sag. We're not going to start again. I have to stop myself from doing that. So if you chose 2, there's a Sag who's involved, and this is how they feel about you. Or this is a person of influence in the situation. So we have the Knight of Angels, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, a Knight of Trees, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and 7 of Angels. So I feel as though this feels like an exit strategy to me. It feels as though that there has been people who have had their fingers into other people's situations. So the Sag could be a part of this energy. Whoever is the person that you are thinking about, I feel like there's a lot of men involved, and they've all, maybe even for altruistic reasons, they've wanted to be involved, but they're actually causing a lot of bad consequences. Too nosy, too involved in other people's situations, and they're causing a mess, and then they have been trying to solve it for a while now, and it's been making it worse and worse and worse. One of the cards that just popped up is the Sun. So I feel as though there is good energy coming into this situation. I think that they just need to stop trying to be involved and start backing off and doing their own thing. The next message is the 10 of Angels. So this is Sun in Gemini. And so the 10 of Angels can mean that things really need to be put away in this situation. Things really need to be, and then the 9 of Trees, really need to be left in the past. The past is in the past. Stop bringing it into the present. And so maybe this person feels this way. If you're the person who's involved in this trifecta of influence, then I think you should try to allow things to happen more organically and naturally. For Lenormand cards, we have the Child, we have the Ring. Let me shuffle so it's not a repeat of the previous one. We have the Rider, okay? And then we have the Child again. So again, this is maybe someone else who's coming into a situation. Again, very youthful energy. It's I'm reading on a full moon in Aries. This is a timeless reading, which means you can watch it anytime. But Aries is the youngest sign of the Zodiac, so maybe this is why we're getting all the kids. I feel as though there is kind of new energy coming in. You're placed in new circumstances. There are new commitments available to you at this time, and I think you're moving towards more new things. Maybe there is a push towards having children with someone. Maybe there is a push towards kind of setting someone up for a situation in which they'll have kids. But I feel like that's probably for a very small percentage of you. For the most part, this is about a situation in which other people got involved and they meddled in a situation that wasn't theirs, and I feel as though it wasn't for malicious reasons. I think that they were just being overstepping boundaries, and I feel like they've made a mess of it, and hopefully before they make too big a mess, before this turns into a tower situation, I hope they back off and leave, so there's this kind of meddling that's going on here that is completely a big waste of time, and I feel like it's not going anywhere. But I think ultimately, with some careful steps forward, I feel like the situation has a positive outcome. This is the Nine of Pentacles. So there is this positive outcome or opportunity in this circumstance, okay? Okay, so that's how they feel about you, or this is how they've been acting, and they've been meddling pretty much. Okay, so here we go. So number 3, I'm not going to show you guys the sign. Let's see how many I mix up this time around. Can you guys please give a like and a comment? Thank you so much. For those of you who have just jumped in, sorry to have to repeat myself, but some people just jump into specific numbers. Okay, so let's see your cards. So you have the 10 of Trees, the Loyalty card, okay? This is the 10 of Pentacles, and then we have the Page of Hearts, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, Innocence. And then we have the 3 of Hearts. So I feel as though this is really beautiful. Whoever you're thinking about, their heart is opening up to you. I always laugh because you guys are my little goldfish. I don't know if any OGs are here, and this is surrounded by little goldfish. So I feel like this is the heart opening up towards something good and welcoming in a good direction in life, happiness and joy, and it calls for celebration. There's a certain degree of celebration here, and there's a certain degree of comfort in the circumstance. Trust has been proven in this relationship, and I think that people are opening up and they're really connecting on a deep level. Here is the next message, and we have the Leo card. So there might be a Leo involved. If it's not the person, then we're talking about the sign of Leo, which is technically the solar plexus. It's also the seat of desire. So I think that if you're dealing with a Leo, bang on, sun, moon, and rising. But if you're not dealing with a Leo, then what this is pointing to is that there's this natural desire in this situation towards openness, trust, communion, coming together. Here is 3 cards for you. We have the Turnaround, which is the Revolution, and then we have the Universe, which is the Expansion card, and then we have the 2 of Angels. So I feel like there is a energy here that the love persists regardless of what has happened. That's what their feelings are, and I think they feel as though this relationship is continuing to grow, and whatever it seems as though there was a minor issue between the 2 of you, and I feel like they don't even think that it is an issue, that it's just something that is a part of relationships that happens sometimes between people. So I feel like you shouldn't sweat the small stuff on this one. I feel like the love persists, and in fact I think it's actually growing, and there's a deeper interconnection between people. For Lenormand cards, we have the Sky. Something really ended quickly and abruptly, and then we have the Man, and then we have the Tower. So I think that something in the past did indeed end. Something really changed between people, and I think that there was a quick move forward. The Tower in this deck is not like the Tower in the tarot. So we're talking about big business, we're talking about successful business, a happiness, a very matter-of-fact move forward. I think that things are continuing to blossom and prosper and grow, and I think that there will continue to be mutual support, friendship, and admiration in this direction for you. So if you're not dealing with a Leo, then you're taking on this. There might be a Leo involved who's guiding this situation, but it's all about trust in this circumstance. And if you are reading for Leo, then this person loves you very much. Leos are very, very loyal. I'm a Leo Virgo, and I'm very, very loyal. They're very loyal sign, and so they even at their own like social peril, which is a big thing for Leo, how their social standing and all that stuff is very important in Leo language, love language, social language. So they'll even sacrifice that in order to be very thorough with their friends. They really put their money where their mouth is. So next we have number 4. Let's take a look at this sign. So if you chose number 4, here are your first 3 cards. So we have the Force, the Strength card, which represents the sign of Leo. So this is a passionate connection. A passionate connection passionate way forward, connected with the solar plexus, about the ego, your desire, and your drives. Then we have the universe card, which represents the world card in normal tarot decks. It's called the expansion card. So I feel as though this person feels like there is a great desire. There's not a lot of thinking here. There's a lot of just, I want to do this. I'm going to do this now. And then you have the Nine of Angels. So I feel as though you're going to hit a wall with this person in some way. It's not to do with anything that's happening now. It's going to start really fast and be really intense, and continue to be intense if you've already started. But I feel like there is also a level of, there's something that one of the people are dealing with that's a really heavy burden that's going to prevent the continuation of this indefinitely for now. And so there'll be this situation that comes up in which there will be like a sharing of experience, and there will have to be healing in order to bring this situation together. The next message is the Page of Trees. So this is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. There's a new project that has started around this relationship. And I feel like this relationship in some way is kind of the engine that is pushing this idea forward. I forgot to tell you what sign we're reading for. So this is for Virgo. Okay. So I feel like there's a new project. Another card that just came out is the Seven of Stars. This is Mars and Leo, faith. So I feel like there's a lot of energy behind this situation. There's a lot of energy and momentum behind the ideas that drive this circumstance. And I think that the Virgo is very committed to it. If you're not dealing with a Virgo, this is a steady and pragmatic energy of Virgo between you and this person. And they feel as though this is a worthwhile situation to work your way through, even though there have been very hurtful feelings in the past, and maybe not even within the relationship. I almost feel like there are situations that are to do with external circumstances that are very much boggling down one or both individuals. And the next message is the Emperor, the Father. So I feel as though there will be a continual drive. I don't think you're going to get deterred in this situation, whether you're dealing with a Virgo or not, whether you're dealing with a Leo or an Aries, or whatever sign you're dealing with, an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. There's going to be a continual commitment towards, that person will feel a continual commitment towards building something stable, whether it's the project or your relationship, however that comes together. There's this kind of commitment towards a stable outcome. Okay, so here are 4 Lenormand cards for you guys. We have the Woman, we have another woman, 2 women, oh, and then we have the Dog, which is, okay, there's a friendship between 2 women. Let's see what that is. And one of the women is a fox. So there's this kind of tentative friendship that's going on here. Now, this could be a relationship between 2 women, or there could be this situation that involves 2 women in which there is, you know, second parties going on. And I feel as though there is a really deep sense of friendship, but there's also this cunning, like watching out for number one. You know, it's like friendship between 2 criminals. You know, they'll only be friends as long as, even though they may have deep feelings for each other, it's like one of them might be playing for number one a little too hard. So I feel like maybe at the end of the day, this has to be clarified, and maybe this is what is causing all the frustration, where, you know, it's like, how can you be friends with somebody who is ready to stab you in the back, you know, at any point in time? It's just very hard. And so I think that there's one person who's really altruistically a friend, and one person who is quite cunning, but the fox will protect the dog too, right? Like, that's the other part. There's this level of protection here that as long as things are not conflict of interest, there's no conflict of interest, the fox will protect the person who's being altruistic. You just don't want to be the dog and then come into conflict with the fox, because then you're gonna get worked over. but I feel like that's the tenuous feelings in the situation. It's like there's so much going on here, so much success available, that it seems as though there is like this kind of wasteful energy. But you can't win in this type of energy, to be honest. I mean, if somebody is playing that way, at some point you're going to get burned. That's the bottom line. At some point they're going to do something or say something that is going to be harsh. And hopefully it's not the Virgo, because I'd like to think Virgos aren't that way, but they may be. Or maybe a Virgo told you about it. Maybe this is me telling you guys about it because I'm a Virgo. So this is, maybe the Virgo energy. But I think that's how they feel about you. I feel like they understand, just like you do, that this is a situation in which there is this kind of one person super like innocent and the other person has more up their sleeve, So here is number 5. Okay, so let's take a look at 5. If you chose number 5, here's your cards. How do they feel about you? 7 of Angels. Okay. They don't know what to say yet. They haven't come to a conclusion yet. The Ace of Trees. They want a new beginning, and I think that they're really attracted to you on a physical level. And then there is Divine Order, Equilibrium. So I feel like they're going to find the right balance between the attraction, the other parts of your character, your personality. I don't think they really know what to think about it yet. The sign we're talking about is Aries. So I think that they're interested in you on a physical level at this point, and they're working out how to bring balance into the rest of the relationship. If this is not an Aries, if you're not dealing with an Aries, then this is Aries-like energy. Aries rushes into things, they just really intuitively move towards people and situations. So they have to kind of sometimes backtrack and rethink, like, wait a minute, is this the right thing for me? The next message is the Emperor. So this is Aries, ruled by Aries. So there's this natural feeling of, like, okay, let's do it. Everything's perfect. Everything's in synchronicity. The 5 of Hearts, the Sorrow. So I feel like this is an improvement of situations where you recognize that something was kind of hurting your heart. Something was not actually being as kind to you as you had wanted it to be. But I think that this 2 of Hearts, this relationship and this person is moving towards openness and love with you. I think that they could be a Libra as well, or they could be an Aries. They could be any sign. But it's this kind of Aries energy, or an Aries could be involved influencing the situation. But how they feel about you is that they're seeing, I think that the attraction, the physical attraction, is really guiding them towards loving you. And I think that they're making choices away from feeling sad. They're making choices away from feeling they realize that the fact that they have pushed forward without pushing forward on the interpersonal connection, the friendship and the and the character kind of love, the love for each other's character. They know that that's creating a sad situation, and so they are working hard to bring love and balance into the circumstances. Here are your cards. We have the Starlight Motel, the Star, the Fish, and then we have the Letter, and then we have the Birds. So I feel as though this could be a situation around work, and I feel like, or maybe at work you'll hear some information. This could be information coming at you through a third party about this. I feel as though there's a lot of attraction about what someone is in this situation. So I think the person is altruistic, but I do think that they are attracted to what someone is rather than who someone is. So what that person drives, what that person looks like, those kinds of things are the attraction point, their success in business, that kind of stuff. And so I feel like in some way there will be information that is coming to you about that. And I think that this person is drawing towards finding a holistic love towards you, a more kind of complete love towards you. But I feel like in some way you're going to have to work out whether or not they can actually get there with you. sometimes it's just a thing people struggle with in their ability to kind of love people for who they are. Maybe they've had a lifetime of, you know, being taught to value what people are, and so those things are very jarring for people to have to deal with. But I think that their intentions are pure. It's just you're gonna have to figure out whether or not, sometimes you can love the person but not love the behavior. I feel like maybe that's a little bit of that, you know. And so you have to figure out whether or not their behavior can match their intention, and if they can't, then you know what to do. Okay, so now we're on to number 6, and we're going to see what the cards are. Yes, you can come out and play. There we go. That's an answer. I always watch when people do that and cards just fall out. I mean, I could do that too, but I used to get yelled at for like the way that I shuffled a lot on YouTube, like when I first started and nobody was really doing these. So I just said screw it. That's why I do it the way that I do it. Anyway, your first card is, so we have the Knight of Stars. Oh, here he comes. He's a Sagittarius or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The adventurer. Somebody pops in and out of circumstances. He's there, he's gone tomorrow, that kind of thing. 8 of Hearts, codependency. Somebody's not really comfortable in this situation. They have one foot in the door, one foot out, and I feel like in some way they are they're kind of the wrong things are driving their intention to be in the relationship. The next message is the 10 of Hearts, culmination. There's friendship there for sure, but I feel as though this person has to do some healing with regard to why they choose people. Maybe they're afraid to be alone. Maybe they don't think that they can get what they want, so they settle for people that come around, that kind of thing. 3 of Hearts. There's a lot of positive words, positive affect, positive feelings in this situation to bring calm and joy into the circumstances. Then we have the Ace of Trees, a new beginning forward. And let's see, we have the Release. So I think that you will stand really best by in this situation to allow this situation to evolve naturally and to really allow this person to play out their scenario that's going on in their head. I think they like you. I think that's a part. There are sincere feelings, but I feel as though you will hurt if you try to keep this person coming around, because one thing that is more aligned to their desire, they're going to be out of there almost immediately. This person could be a Scorpio, or they could be a fire sign, a Sagittarius or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, any sign. But let's see what sign we picked for this. It is Scorpio. There you go. So this person, you know, they're here for a short time, they're here for a good time, not a long time, that kind of thing. And I feel like they will change on you for a minute because they're dissatisfied with every single person they meet. That's a struggle internally for them. They're dissatisfied, and they keep, because they're dissatisfied about most of their relationships, they keep subpar relationships around them in order to maintain a flow of people, but they're not actually really happy to know anyone at this time, and that's maybe a part of depression, maybe something else. And so I feel as though either they need to change. This could be not a Scorpio, this could be involving a Scorpio, but either they need to change and really connect with the good energy. It's almost like they're denying themselves the good energy and the good feelings. And I think that that's why I'm thinking maybe they have depression or something like that, because it's like depression really kills, or the schizoid personality disorder. A schizoid personality disorder is somebody who doesn't desire to be around other people, and that's a really weird kind of disorder. Well, it's not weird, it's maybe I'm schizoid, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it's not such a, it's like this disorder when a person doesn't really they don't really want to be around other people. They just want to chill and do whatever, which is kind of hard for a person's life because our whole society, our whole culture is designed around interconnections between people. So maybe, or maybe it's a situational thing where this person finds themselves in a place that they don't like, and they don't like the people who are there in that place, but for whatever reason they're there. Or maybe it's just other things, like I said, maybe it's depression or something like that. But anyway, so there's positive feelings around them, but I think that there's this lack of connection. There's a disconnect that keeps on happening. And the thing that you need to watch out for is this person will dip on you if there is some kind of hope in a new direction. They're just going to take that way out when it's convenient for them. So you don't want to be with someone who's just kind of hanging around, who's kind of, leeching off of you energetically, because they can't actually, because they're afraid or whatever the deal is, So it could be a Scorpio, it could be another sign. If you're thinking about a different sign, that could be you. There's also a child, and then we have the Anchor. Somebody's growing into maturity. Somebody is becoming older and more mature, so they're learning more about the world. They're exploring. There's also a woman and a book. So I feel like when you really talk about it, you will understand the situation and how they feel about you. Maybe you'll be able to help them see and trust and open up, but unless you have that moment where you can't push them into it. Women who get readings from me, they, particularly women, they oftentimes have this kind of like, I can convince them, I can help them see. And I think that's not what I'm suggesting here. That never works. But what does work is that maybe you can, in some way through conversation, you see that they really start opening up and feeling appreciation. This transformation card can actually mean that they will open up, that they will kind of, let you in, and at some point. But by no means should you think that you will be in some way capable of changing them. Don't try to change them, because you'll get burned. And again, if you push them too hard, they'll just smile and nod their head and be codependent, and then dip on you, right? When the time comes up for it, when they see a glimmer of hope in a new direction. You have to think that you're dealing with a desperate person, on some level they are desperate, and so desperation leads to these kinds of fight or flight kind of thinking, scarcity, so they feel like there's not enough for them, so they're making scarce decisions. Okay, decisions of scarcity. Okay, so here are 6 cards. I'll just put down 6 and then we'll talk about it more. Ace of Hearts, love. This person loves you. 5 of Pentacles, there's financial, 5 of Trees, financial limitations or physical limitations in this situation. So they're trying to make steps forward to ground this situation a bit more. They're trying to troubleshoot. This feels very overwhelming. The sign that we're reading for is Cancer. So I feel like this person wants to bring good things to you, but they don't know how. I feel as though their heart for you is very, very pure. Cancers are really sweet that way. The next message is the Star. I think that if it's meant to happen, there will be things that come into effect in this situation that will rise this circumstance out of difficult moments. Next we have the Magician. So I feel as though I think that there will be blessings that come into this relationship that will help to push it along. If you're not dealing with a Cancer, think of the 4th house, home and family, closeness, love in this situation, somebody who wants to really welcome you in. This person can also be a Aquarius or a Gemini or a Virgo, because the Magician is ruled by Mercury. Okay, so that's both of those signs. And then the Page of Angels, mysticism. I don't think that you've had an outward conversation about all these feelings and everything that's going on, so it could feel really confusing. Cancers have a hard time opening up sometimes, and so I think you'll have a conversation, and this can be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra as well. you'll have a conversation in which you will be let in on just how hard it is for them. And maybe there's some hang up that they're stuck on. Maybe there's something that's holding them back. But I feel like there's a lot of good energy that is guiding you two together. And I think that this person is not being sketchy or pulled back in any way for any other reason than self-esteem or ability. Like they feel shamed, or they feel shame to be able to bring about this situation. Here, let's see, the Lenormand cards are the Anchor card, the Woman. Here, I'll cut them again. And then we have the Man, or see, aren't you glad? And then we have the Clouds. This situation will improve if you are patient with this person. This is really, really encouraging. This person really, really loves you. If they're not a Cancer, then they have those very loving feelings towards you that Cancers kind of rule. And so I feel like it's about, in time, there will be a conversation that happens that clarifies your position with regard to this person. And I think good things are coming in. And I think that people are really clarifying their hearts. And it's going to take time. Cancers sometimes take a really long time to come around with their feelings. And it takes them a really long time to feel open and welcoming. So if it's not a Cancer you're dealing with, then the energy of Cancer is here, where there's a lot of this shyness and very, very slow movement forward. Okay, but the feelings are really, really genuine and pure and sincere. This person feels like they're your soulmate. Here we have the Star here, right? So this person feels like you're their soulmate. And I think the universe is listening, the Magician. The universe wants to bring these situations together for you. Okay, so what sign which number are we on? We're on number 8, right? Okay, number 8. If you chose 8, hi. Make sure to comment and like the video, please. If we get up to 500, then I'll do another reading today. So hey girl, hey. Okay, so let's see. Your first message is the Two of Trees. So careful movement forward, careful movement forward, one step forward, one step back. Three of Hearts, love in this situation, love in this situation, happiness and joy. I feel like, yeah, there's celebration in this situation, and I feel as though there has been gossip going on in this situation, which has only slowed it down. Both people or one person is aware of the gossip, and it's making things really uncomfortable. That's the High Priestess card. So I feel like there has been awareness, and so that has slowed the process down, and I feel like you're trying to find a suitable way forward because of the consequences of people talking. The next message is the Two of Stars. And so this represents the energy of vision. So again, we have two twos, which is a soulmate connection, but it's riddled with other people's involvement, other people's influence. Then we have the Ace of Rods. I feel like you're waiting for something to begin that is suitable, and the Eight of Angels. It's a start-stop energy with this person. This person, it's not that they're starting and stopping because they're shady or they're sketchy. This person is starting and stopping because they in some way feel as though they are beginning a new path, and there's all these complications, and especially external complications that really deter them from moving forward in this situation over and over again. There's just a disconnect over and over that happens, a lot to do with other people's involvement. Let's see what sign it is. We have Capricorn. Okay, Capricorns are super busy this year. If you're not dealing with a Capricorn, it's a deep Capricorn energy where there's a lot of external things going on in Capricorn that are causing really sizable shifts. One day it's fine, the other day the sky is falling. It's that kind of energy for Capricorn right now. And it's really all over the place, and it's super fast paced. So just to keep up is an issue. Just to keep going is an issue. It's just distractions left and right. Here is the next message. We have the Dog, we have the Child, and Scythe. There was an ending of a friendship and a commitment. Okay, so I feel there was an ending of a friendship. This friendship could be lasting as long as from childhood. And I feel as though maybe somebody is trying something new in trying to ascend to a higher level of commitment. But I think that there are external factors that keep on getting in the way of making a committed move forward. And it's not between the two people. This person has good feelings towards you. They want to really pragmatically move forward with you in a good direction, but there just seems to be always, the universe seems to be getting in the way and creating confounding situations that are really hard to reconcile. And so I feel like there's just distraction upon distraction in this relationship. I would say that the timing's off in this, and I would say that once maybe Venus goes direct in November 16th, maybe that's when things will taper out. I would say keep in touch with this person. You know how some people say, or how some people do, when it's bad timing in a situation, when it's bad timing, they'll just stop talking to someone and then come back at a later point in time. I feel like don't play that game. I think you should keep this person in your life, whether they're a Capricorn or otherwise. Keep that person in your life, keep them around, but don't push into a relationship so quickly. Allow those kinds of turbulent times to end and wait for the answer to come through. It'll come through on its own. It'll come through naturally, okay? So you don't have to formulate like an answer to this situation yet, and I think you should try to slow the pace in the relationship to make it work, okay? Okay, so next we have number 9s. Hey 9s. Let's find out what they're thinking about you. Yay! No computer failure. Make sure to like this video and comment. Okay, so we have this jumping out again. So first, this came out second. This came out first. So 5 of Hearts, sorrow, and 8 of Hearts, codependency. Somebody's holding on, even though they're really hurt in the situation. They're still holding on to the situation, hoping that it'll work out. I feel like things have fundamentally changed in this situation. One or both people don't look at each other in the same way anymore. The next message, there's going to be communication about it. You're both tiptoeing around a pink elephant, and I feel like you're going to start addressing the issue. I think that the feelings are more hurt than you have let on, and this is for Libra. So I feel like there'll be communication about what had happened or the way things happened, and I think that there will be communication. There could be some type of offer that is coming through. I think this person may have had very genuine feelings towards you of a loving nature, and I feel like they in some way really wanted bring something about that was caring and loving, but for the time now, I feel like things, it's almost like it's very hard to go back on like severe rejection. And then we have the 2 of Angels. So I think that they want to make peace with the situation, but I don't know if maybe this is looking more hopeful. Let's see, the Knight of Stars. So again, the Alchemist, the King of Stars. Ooh, okay, Sag, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel as though somebody wants to make a situation right and balanced, and I think that there will be communication that comes in soon about this way moving forward. I think this is somebody was really hurt by a rejection, and hopefully they're not retaliating. To me, it seems as though somebody else is coming in on their behalf. Ooh, I hope it's not the Libra. And so I feel like a Sag, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising is involved, or somebody is coming in on their behalf to try to temper out the situation, to make it better, to make it more fair. Here is the cards. We have the Coffin, ooh, and then we have the Snake. The childish behavior is coming out, and then the Man. So I would say that I want to say that this person wants to make peace and balance, but I feel like this is a vendetta almost. If you're not dealing with a Libra, you could be either dealing with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or a fire sign, a Sag, Leo, or Aries. And I feel like I just be careful with this situation, but which one you're on. Either this person is wanting to flush out the problem and mature and become like a genuine relationship, or they're up to something, and you should be very, very careful. It's one or the other, and the energy is the same. So think about the energy is not the same, it's very distinct. So think about the person and think with your heart, like, is this person actually trying to bring me harm, or are they trying to get back into my heart? One or the other. And you'll know without even talking with the person which one that is. You'll know, and you can kind of try to rationalize your way around it, but if you really sit with your heart and accept what it's telling you, then you'll know whether this person is a threat or not. Okay, so either they're really sad about the situation and they want to make it better, and there's going to be attempts to try to make amends, because unfortunate things happened, or this person feels slighted and rejected, and they're out to kind of even the score, which you need to be very cautious of, you know. So you need to figure out which side you're dealing with, okay? What type of situation you find yourself in. And so next we have number 9. Number 9, 999. Okay, so your first card is the Four of Angels. This person wants rest and calm. 10 of Trees. I feel as though there was a great loyalty. 6 of Stars. Success. So I feel as though they're just letting things be. They feel comfortable in this situation. They feel comfortable in this relationship. I feel as though there is love and there's trust. Nothing's changed. Everything's good. There's nothing to worry about. The next 3 cards are the Nine of Angels. Okay. I feel like this is a reassuring card, actually, that in a certain way, you don't have to worry in this situation moving forward. 5 of Stars, 5 of Wands. Let's see what's going on. I think this is reassuring. 6 of Angels, transition. This situation, this person wants to help you move away from stressful situations. I think that they see and sympathize with the fact that you've been dealing with stressful situations for too long, and I think that in some way they're here to just say, no, it's chill, it's fine, we're leaving all this crap behind. And this is a Pisces, so I feel like this person in some way, yeah, if they're not a Pisces, they have mixed feelings. There's paradoxical feelings, which means that they feel yes and no together at the same time, which can be quite confusing. But there is a specific way forward that they want to take with you. So I feel like they really want to leave bad stuff behind. You can almost see the angel kind of moving behind, like, we don't need no 5 of Wands, we don't need no 9 of Angels, we can move on and be happy and successful. There's a fundamental level of trust and loyalty here. Here are 4 Lenormand cards. We have the Man, and then we have the Snake. I just shuffled. This is crazy that these cards are coming up this way. And then the Key. There was a man who was involved who was not honest in the situation, and it really threw the situation off. And I feel as though with maturity there is a better way to deal with it. So it was a timing issue. If you watched one of the earlier spreads that I did, that was like a timing issue, an issue that you needed to wait something out. Well, in this situation, it's more like the timing. It was a timing issue, and now the timing is to move on. And I think that that's how they feel. If you're not dealing with a Pisces, you could be dealing with any other sign. That's fine, but it has that level of Piscean energy here, and the Piscean energy is all about both things being okay. It's okay that it didn't work, but it's okay that it's working and there is trust. It's okay that there was a break in trust. This is the weird thing about Pisces, right? It's okay that there was a break in trust, but there is trust. Like, that's how they are. And it's mind-boggling to people who aren't, especially like certain signs that are very not like that. It's just like, how do you process that? Like, where do you actually stand? And they're like, well, you know, that's a Piscean thing. It's like, yeah, both are okay, that's fine. And there is going to be trust moving forward, but it's just, it is what it is. It's life. They have a very kind of like harmonious way of dealing with things. So the time is better. There was a man who was involved who was a seedy snake, and I think that that was the person who probably in some way caused a lot of issues. But I think that this person opened up the door to growth and maturity, and I think that there was progress made in that direction. So maybe both people matured, and now there's a good way forward. I feel like this person either wants to move on from the situation, or they feel like they want to move on with you, and I think you'll know exactly which boat you're in. So they're just moving away from bad times altogether, but there's closure here. There's understanding. Okay, so there's closure, understanding. Things are finalized. There's no bad feelings. They're going to make sure that you're okay. Okay, so that's Pisces for you, number 11. So make sure to comment and like. Now we're on number 11. Pisces was number 10, sorry. Okay. So your first 3 cards are the Seven of Hearts, Venus and Scorpio, and then we have the Ego, ooh, and then we have the Equilibrium / Divine Order. So I feel as though, yeah, so expectations, illusions are being removed from the situation, and only the truth remains, only the balance in the situation. So we're dealing with Aquarian energy. So if you're not dealing with an Aquarius hate BS. They really hate BS. It's like that's their Achilles heel. And here we come, the awakening. So it's just, I think that there is this kind of, if you're not dealing with an Aquarius, you're dealing with someone who really doesn't like beating around the bush, you know, that kind of thing. They really want to move forward in a direction that's positive. They are considering looking back on a situation and welcoming it back. They are considering bringing something back in and having this kind of acceptance of it in the here and now. The next message is codependency, the Eight of Hearts. There is this kind of vulnerable feeling here as well, where people may be making choices to be together, even though they don't feel perfectly okay with one another. I would really suggest that you flush that out. It's never good to stay in a situation that you don't feel good about. It's always going to cost you more in the long term. So unless like responsibilities are involved, like children or sizable mortgages or something like that, but on an emotional level, if you're staying with anybody who you're not feeling 100% in, it's going to have long-term damage for you and the other person. So it's not really a good thing. I think that once balance is achieved, once the shakedown happens, there will be an emergence of new feelings. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. I think that what this energy and what this person feels about you is that it became lackluster in the situation, and I feel like a shift or a shakeup will open up their heart. They don't feel so excited anymore about the situation, and I feel like something will happen that will lead to excitement again, and I think that they're going to open up again in terms of genuine feelings and genuine opinions. It's like the Seven of Cups is like when your mind starts running wild because you don't feel so engaged, you don't feel so excited about things, so you start trying to formulate all these rationale and all these ideas that are actually not there, and then you get more depressed and more depressed until shakedowns happen, right? So here is the next message. So you have a whip. Yeah, like restricted. We have to think about it this way to keep this situation going. And then we have the mice, and I feel like that's leaving you vulnerable to losing things, to kind of putting yourself in less than great situations. And there is friendship there. There's this I have to stay loyal. And then I think that cutting all these BS things out will really help to kind of move forward in the direction that you desire in this situation. I think that someone either is going to cut their attitude, like stop being all condescending and high up on themselves, and then things will taper out, or it's either you or the other person, or the relationship will stop and you will move forward into relationships that are heart-centered, in which people are not pretending to be friendly or friends, people who are genuinely involved and interested in each other. Okay, so there you go. good connections on the way. And if you're not dealing with an Aquarius, just remember Aquarian energy hates the BS. So it's like they don't have time for that kind of stuff. So if you're the one who's the Seven of Hearts, doing the Seven of Hearts, then you know that's your bag. But this energy does not welcome that kind of thing. Okay, so here we go. Next message. We have 3 cards. We have the 10 of Stars, and then we have the Acceptance, the Harmony. This is the Sagittarian card of Temperance and the Ace of Angels. So I feel as though you are okay, so we have, this has been a heavy journey in which a lot has been going on, a lot to integrate. It's been a very hard process. Life has been hard. It's been hard, people. Super, super hard. And I feel like people have been working really hard to find harmonious outcome for this. And there's going to be conversations about it. The sign you're dealing with is the Bull. So there's been a lot in the way. Either people are coming from 2 different places. There's a lot to bring them together. But I feel like there is a real decision or a real desire to move forward and to blend things, to bring them a little closer in. Knight of Hearts, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. There could be an offer made, even if it's from a distant place. A 5 of Hearts and Sorrow. There's a lot of discouragement here because it's really a lot to put together. And then we have the Star and Hope. That's such a beautiful card. I'm so happy that came through. This could be the sign of Aquarius. This could be the sign of Sagittarius. So all these people could be involved. The Taurus energy could be a person, or it could be the energy kind of guiding this circumstance. The Taurus energy is super determined. Like the Taurus energy will live through an apocalypse and still try to attain the love that they have set out for themselves. They're that loyal. It's a super loyal sign. So I feel like with this, I was really sad looking at this. I was like, oh no, this looks really, really tough. Like a lot's gotten in the way of things. But I think that there's going to be an event that brings about hope in a situation that will make it real. Here are 4 cards to clarify. Commitment was a point of desire. Then I think that there's this kind of commitment became a responsibility, and so that really weighed down the situation. Then we have the Whip. This is the thing that is restricting this commitment. There's boundaries and a ship. So I think it's going to be a change of place, a change of location that will lead to an improvement in this situation. I think this person feels really bogged down, but they're still with you in terms of their emotions, in terms of how they feel about you. And they really want to bring about this, you know, this connection, even though it's been super hard. They're super loyal towards you. And if you're dealing with a Taurus, there you go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a nice time, nice week, nice day, whatever. Make sure to comment and like, and thank you for watching my channel. Take care. Bye.